Pause. Everybody in the back who didn't know, Africa is a continent. It's not a country. Stop telling these people, stop doing that. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Let's go.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us
and we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Africa is a continent, and as many of us know, the continent is not a single country.
Pause. Everybody in the back who didn't know, Africa is a continent. It's not a country. Stop telling these people, stop doing that.
Yes, we have to be more mindful of when we're speaking about Africa to say the region.
Yes.
You know, this continent is beautiful. It has diversity all across the board.
All across, man. One
country, you'll find diversity. You know, it's just the same as anywhere else. Europe, Australia, America, everywhere.
I think I'm getting anxiety a little bit about it.
Dion got a little bit territorial. Okay?
Bro, try to tell
Africa is currently divided between 54 different independent countries. But what would happen if all of these countries united today to form a united African state? What would Africa, the country, look like in the world? And how powerful of a country would it actually be? For starters, Africa is huge and covers over 20% of all the land on Earth, making it about 70% of the same size as all of Asia, or about 3 times the size of all of Europe. Wow. 1.2 billion people currently live in Africa, or about 16% of the entire global population. So interestingly, a united African state would actually have a smaller population than both India and China. But this wouldn't be the case for very long, since Africa is currently experiencing the largest population boom in the world. The population of the continent has doubled.
I wonder why.
It's doubled since 1990. Look how much it's doubled.
Yes, definitely.
Whoa.
I wonder why. What do y'all think is contributing to this?
What's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on?
Since just 1990, and the continent is expected to surpass the populations of both India and China in the same year, 2022. According to official UN estimates, the population of Africa
I wonder how
is
other countries feel about that.
I don't know. But
I wonder how they feel about that. Like,
I feel like, look, listen.
Don't go spreading no random things in the skies and stuff and getting people coughing. We don't got time for that. Let them people grow.
Let the people grow.
A genius is somewhere amongst them.
That made me forget what I was going to say. Keep talking.
Keep talking. Man, I'm just saying, let them grow, bro. Like, this, it's a beautiful thing to see that. China everybody have their own thing going on. Africa is really booming. Like you said, it's a population of...
It's been booming.
It's booming, bro. Let it work.
Since the inception.
You remember what you was going to say yet? I'm just continuing.
Nope, it's gone.
My bad.
Massive 4.4 billion people by the end of the 21st century and comprise 39% of the global population. This enormous demographic shift in the future will ensure that a united African state has a dominant position in the world, but it comes with several challenges. The population of Africa currently is the youngest in the world, with a median age of just 19.7 years old compared to the global average of 30.4 years old. Literacy rates are also low, with only 64% of the population being considered literate, but this varies between regions. In Libya, for example, the literacy rate is very high at 94.2%, while in South Sudan it is very low at only 27%. HIV infection rates in the continent would also pose a severe challenge to the United Africa, as 11% of the population in sub-Saharan Africa is currently infected with the disease. In addition to these challenges, a united African state would also struggle with the extreme diversity on the continent. Africa is the most linguistically and ethnically diverse continent on the planet, where somewhere between 1,250 and 3,000 languages are spoken. Because of this, Africa is the most multilingual place in the world, where many people speak at least 2 African languages and 1 additional European language. A situation similar to South Africa, where there are 11 official languages, would probably have to exist. The most common languages are Arabic, spoken by about 17% of the population, mostly in North Africa, Swahili by about 10%, located mostly in Southeast Africa, Berber by 5%, and Hausa by another 5%. English, French, and Portuguese are very common lingua francas understood by a large amount of people, where English is understood by 13% of the population, French close behind at 11.5%, and Portuguese by 3%. All of these languages would probably have official status as well as several others. There are hundreds if not thousands of different ethnic groups that exist in Africa. We're used to seeing this map to represent the continent, but a more accurate map may be this one, which shows how incredibly diverse the continent really is. Because of this, it's almost impossible to give figures for exact ethnic populations in the continent, but no one single group would even have over an 8% share of the total population.
Wow.
In terms of religions, here is a religious map of the continent. Christians and Muslims would be almost perfectly divided, with each faith claiming about 47% of the continent's population. Traditional African religions would represent about 10% of the population, and this adds to more than 100% because several people hold mixed beliefs. About a final 2% of the population would be atheist or non-religious. Next, we have a map of where the 10 largest cities on the continent are located. The biggest city, Lagos in Nigeria, has a greater population than all of Romania combined.
Wow.
But despite this, it probably wouldn't be the capital city. I predict that the capital city would probably be located here in Ethiopia at Addis Ababa. This is because an organization called the African Union already exists, similar in some ways to the European Union in Europe. The African Union's headquarters are already located in Addis Ababa, and the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa is also headquartered here. Addis Ababa is often already called the political capital of Africa, so it would make sense to agree that the city would serve as the capital city of the United Continent as well. Cairo and Johannesburg would probably be the largest financial centers of the United Africa and serve very important roles as well. Africa is incredibly rich in natural resources, possessing 90% of the world.
This is what I was going to say.
Oh, snap. It came back. Let me be quiet.
Please. So I was going to say how, you know, given the history, and I know oftentimes we only focus on like the history that relates to us, but thinking of the continent as a whole, north, south, all of it, right? This continent, did I just say country?
No, you say continent.
Oh, this continent, people have come to take things from this continent. People are still, you know, getting a lot of things exported. Well, the people are receiving. So they're getting a lot of things imported from Africa, right?
Right.
Why do we continuously say...
And exported. They're shipping out a lot from Africa too.
No, I know, but I'm speaking like on behalf of like America, Europe. Like we're getting imported things from Africa.
Okay.
So why do we continuously say that, oh, they're a third world country and they got to do this to become a first world country when we're getting the resources from there? That just don't really make sense to me. I feel like, first of all, we need to go back over those first world, third world, all of those things. I feel like we need to help them more.
You got a point.
Bottom line, just help them more. Stop looking down on, stop comparing them to other places and looking down on them.
I think when they do that though, like the gold, for instance, they make it seem like, because even as a child coming up with the televisions of what they showed us Africa to be, they made it always seem like they was lacking so much.
Yeah.
But the truth is, they aren't lacking. They have places and locations where they may be in need, but as overall, they're booming. Like they have a whole bunch of resources that you may not find anywhere else in the world.
Yes, like just like, you know, we help out with different things. Can't say the word, but just like, you know, we help out with different things to help other countries thrive.
Right.
Why can't we do the same there?
Yeah, that's true. That's that's like recognition, real recognition.
Yeah, like that's why when we first started reacting to the content and seeing the streets in Ghana, seeing the nightlife in South Africa, seeing all of these things, like even Nigeria, and we always hear like a lot of bad things about Nigeria. That's why we shine a light on Nigeria to like show like, hey guys, look, they popping too. They some good people too.
Yep.
There's a lot of bad things in America, you know. But anyway, I just feel like stop calling them third world countries. call them developing countries. Because when we look at all of the things we've been looking at, like the cocoa business and things like that, they're developing.
The coffee, the tea. A lot. That's a lot. Like,
and you guys have told us that they have the sugarcane plants.
Oh yeah.
But they're working on a factory, something like that.
Yeah.
So they're developing. Cause when you put when you put a stamp on it, it's like they ain't never gonna be nothing. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see what he got to say.
They're powerful though. Truly is.
Platinum, 50% of its gold, 50% of its diamonds, and another 33% of its uranium. Despite this, however, it remains the poorest continent on the planet. The United African State would have a GDP of 2.39 trillion US dollars, making it only the 7th largest economy in the world. It would barely beat out India's economy, but remain behind those of France, the United Kingdom, and Germany. The GDP per capita of Africa would only be $1,992 per year, but that figure isn't totally accurate of how crushing the poverty on the continent actually is because of rampant government corruption. According to the World Bank, poverty is defined as living under $1.25 per day. Based on that, 50% of the population of sub-Saharan Africa would be living in poverty, with the average poor person on the continent living on less than 70 cents per day. This picture kind of highlights how severe this problem is, especially when you compare it to other continents. But Africa has a lot of room to grow. The continent is projected to be the quickest growing region in the world in the future, and her GDP is expected to finally overtake France and the United Kingdom by 2023, but will still remain behind Germany then.
We gotta see what they had now.
Hey, but listen, I'm glad he mentioned that, and they not purposely aiming to do better than anybody. They're just developing themselves to be the best that they can be. And I feel like in general, that's how people are in life. Like, you may look at a person and think, oh, they trying to be better, they trying to do this, they trying to stand out. No, it's more so the light that has been shined on them and how they're focusing on themselves to enhance that lighting is making everyone else look at them.
Yeah.
And it's not nothing to say I'm trying to be better than anybody. It's just I'm just trying to be a better version of self. And that's how Africa is,
You know what?
man.
I feel like I know they have the gold. I know they have the diamonds. I know they have all the resources. But I feel like the fastest way to boost the economy on the whole entire continent
Oh, snap.
is the tourism industry.
Ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar.
Especially in today's age where
That's a
more
bar.
and more people want to go back to Africa.
And then the economy of Africa is mainly young folk.
Yeah.
You can't lose with the youth.
Yes. So that entails preserving, the history that's on the land, preserving it, showing how they make, mine the golds or the gold and the diamonds, showing all that stuff. Don't just focus on just, the slave trade. Show Africa.
Shine light.
Show Africa. That is what is going to take the fastest growth.
That's a bar, babe. I like that.
Nah,
I didn't think about that.
I got straight A's in my economics class.
Not me. But that's what's up, though. Not me, though. But that's what's up.
Stop. But you got me, so.
Yeah, you should have been in my
Considered,
class.
though, Africa certainly has the
hell then.
potential, if it united, to become a superpower by the close of the 21st century. It would have a massive population to fuel a massive army and a potentially huge economy that could one day rival the rest of the world.
Ooh,
With
child,
one
we want
flag,
that.
Africa, the
don't-
country,
don't.
would be a united continent, optimistically looking forward to what the future would bring for her. Leave your comments below about how you
Yeah,
think.
so you gotta choose your words wisely, because why would you want to grow to be such a massive,
Rival.
beautiful continent, and then you look at and you look down on everybody,
Yeah.
and try to be a rival against them?
Yeah,
No one wants that.
we want world peace.
I've never
This
seen.
is the what they say in the pageants. World peace.
Right. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We can talk about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King didn't rise up to have a dream to rival against everybody.
Yeah.
He rose up to have a dream to set unity amongst everybody. And Africa will most likely 100% do the same thing. They will continue to work with people and build with them
But
as well.
I feel like, honestly, they have to unify within themselves before
First.
they look to unify with everybody else.
That's a bar. Yeah, that's fast.
Yes, this was an interesting video. Very good. What do you think?
Very well said.
Yeah.
I liked it. Mm-hmm.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction requests through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.